not guilty of...
And Vincent Simmons has been sitting for 43 years in prison as an innocent man.
After spending 44 years wrongfully imprisoned, a man has finally won back his freedom. But the women who put him there show absolutely no remorse. Back in 1977, Vincent Simmons was just taking a walk through a park when police arrested him out of nowhere. He was taken, along with 6 other men, for a lineup. Simmons was the only one in handcuffs, and tragically, he was the one the girls picked. Turns out, 2 14-year-old white twins, Karen and Sharon Sanders, had claimed that 2 weeks earlier, a black man had assaulted them on a remote back road. They said they met a black man at a bar while hanging out with their cousin, Keith Laborde, and offered him a ride. They claimed that after getting into the car, the man pulled a knife, forced them into the trunk, and then attacked them. When police asked the twins to describe the man's appearance, they couldn't give any real details. Instead, they said, "All black men look the same." Simmons was dragged into an interrogation room where he was brutally assaulted. Still in handcuffs, he was shoved to the ground and kicked in the head by detectives. When he tried to stand up, Deputy Robert Laborde shot him in the chest, missing his heart by just inches. At trial, despite there being no fingerprints, no DNA, and despite Simmons having an alibi backed by multiple witnesses, he was still found guilty. The jury dismissed all of his witnesses just because they had minor infractions like littering, parking tickets, or disorderly conduct. In the end, Simmons was sentenced to 100 years in prison with no chance of parole. While locked up, Simmons never stopped fighting to prove his innocence. Starting in 1977, he filed motion after motion asking to see evidence related to his case, but every request was denied. It wasn't until 1993, 16 years later, that he finally got copies of the hidden documents. Those files revealed shocking facts. Medical reports showed Sharon Sanders' hymen was intact, and neither of the twins had any bruises or signs of physical assault. The real story? The twins lied, trying to cover up inappropriate behavior with their cousin. Finally, in 2022, at 70 years old, Vincent Simmons walked free. No apology, no compensation. Only his lawyer, Justin Bonus, gripping his hand and telling him,
"Free, man. You free, brother. You free. You done."
Meanwhile, the people responsible for stealing nearly half a century of his life said,
"We still have our anxiety. We still have our depressions. We still have our fears."
A 25-year-old man lost 44 years of his life because of a stranger's lie. Should the cops, the judge, the jury, and those twin sisters be held accountable for ruining his life? Tell us what you think in the comments.